This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your home is going into foreclosure and you feel like a financial wreck. You don't know where to turn for accurate information. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne. Let's talk about some legal options. If we work quickly, we can propose a plan to save your home, modify the loan, or in many cases even eliminate your second mortgage. The consultation is free. I've helped hundreds of people just like you make informed decisions about whether to save their home or exit it on a reasonable, organized timeline. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. There's a cute video going viral. It's a 3-year-old girl that she just doesn't understand why Google doesn't know her name. But fortunately, her mom is there to set Google straight.
What happened?
Google doesn't know.
Google doesn't know you?
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't know your voice, that's why.
Tell Doodle.
Tell Google what?
My name. He doesn't know my name.
Oh, that's why she's not listening to you? Okay, let's go tell Google. Come. Hey, Google.
Hey, Doodle. Hey, Doodle, say hi to me.
Hey, Google. Say hi to Jordan.
Hi, Jordan. How can I help?
She knows you.
Oh, he knows me.
Hi, Doodle.
Man, once again, little kids and drunk people are the exact same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I've had drunk friends have these conversations, too.
Yeah, that's the and so that's the Google's version of Alexa that she's trying to get to recognize her. And oh man, it's like, yeah, come on, Google.
You know, it is funny that you say that, Steve, because now that you say, I could totally see Sarah having
That
this
sounds
fight.
like Sarah.
Yeah, she gets home from, Dad, Google doesn't know who I am anymore.
And Dad will be like, sorry, let's try. And then you'd get it to work.
Yeah, that would either she would have been 3 years old or 30 years old. It doesn't matter. That's how it would go.
Man, those are those moments where I'm like now thinking like, okay, eventually I'm going to have this scenario happen. Like, I don't know if you thought like this, but I'm just like, my first instinct is like, yeah, it's a stupid robot. Don't worry about it. But I have to be more patient with a 3-year-old when they're asking stupid questions like this.
Yeah, don't know yet. Yeah.
You should really start having some conversations with your mom and your dad and say, hey, did I ever ask any stupid questions when I was 3?
Like when you were 3, when you were 33, when you were 43. What, you haven't stopped asking stupid questions, young man.
Yeah, that's the thing is I try to flash back and go, was I like this? Probably. Yeah.
I know when push comes to shove, I'm going to try and be clever and creative and not shoot it down. But in my head, I'm like, why are you asking these questions? Like, this is stupid AI trying to take over the world, man. We just need to get rid of all these robots.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, so that's where it's going to go, huh?
Yeah. That'll be the answer.
I'm teaching her to be a conspiracy theorist like her father.
Here's what he's going to do. He's going to go, you know what? Forget Google. Watch this documentary called Terminator.
Yes. Yeah, and Minority Report after that.
Yeah,
You'll stop
there you
asking
go.
stupid questions. You'll be asking questions that we need answers to.
Yes. You'll be a little baby conspiracy theorist the way Dad wants you to be.
Well, I'm just going to put this out there, too, Steve. At least it's cute when they're like 3.
Yeah.
When it gets to 7, they just ask questions. Like, I mean, it's still kind of cute, but at the same time, Lily's just like, Dad, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, what? And she's like, how come there's dirt on the road? Shouldn't it be clean? And I'm like,
What?
Like, I have no idea where this came from. Like, and it's just like just random questions that I'm like, but that's her thing is, Dad, I have a question.
I think she's prepping you for when she becomes a stoner.
That's probably
those
true.
Are questions that stoners ask still to this day in their 30s.
It depends on how often she's asked to clean her room. Maybe that's the thing. Like, wow, I mean, I'm over here. There's dirt everywhere. You adults are in charge, and yet you're giving me what kind of grief for my room?
That's when you say, ask Google.
Yeah. Okay, Google. Forget her name, but remember all the questions.
Yeah.
And give her the answers.
Good call.
You're like, Google, remember Lily? That's her name, and she asks a lot of questions. Just go.
You're right, Steve. All of a sudden, that device is going to be your friend.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's how they get you, Steve. That's how the AI gets you. We got a mom dressed as a fox. And why? Well, because she wanted to scare her daughter who's afraid of mascots. Yeah, Steve will tell you all about this. He's got the Migs Report for you at 6:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. When we think about the COVID-19 vaccine hesitancy in the Black community, let's remember, it didn't happen by chance. It's justified in history. But the will to change the narrative is strong today, and our people are lending their voices to the conversation. We're sharing our stories and the reasons that made us choose the vaccine so we can lead the way for others to make a well-informed choice too. To hear our stories, visit hereforuswa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle.
Well informed on the issues of the day? Not this guy. Live from the KISW News Center in downtown Seattle, this is the Migs Report.
Well, thanks, you guys. Thanks to Beacon Plumbing, Heating, and Mechanical for giving us the Migs Report. And today, you might want to suck down that water, BJ, because it's National Hydration Day. That's right.
Well, all right, then. Steve, want to do something right now?
Look at you. Do it. There he's doing it, everybody.
Chug, 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 chug.
BJ. Pause that refreshes.
BJ's now hydrated. It's also a special day because today is Pink Flamingo Day. And I figured what better way to celebrate Pink Flamingo Day than to play the Flamingo Anthem.
I'm a pink bird. I'm walking all around. Better drink some Wawa. I'm slowly creeping up to your front yard. Nothing threatening here. I'm just a flamingo. I'm a flamingo and I'm coming up to you. Oh, is that your child? I'm gonna rip out his motherfucking eyeballs. I'm gonna rip out his goddamn eyeball. I'm a flamingo. I'm gonna rip out your eyeball. I'm a flamingo and I'll get up in your child's eyeball. No more eyeball, child bitch.
So keep your kids in the house.
Oh.
This is the sweet sounds of Mark Rabie, who I'm looking forward to see at the Showbox in September. That's going to be my first concert to go check out. It's going to be that guy.
All right, then.
He's going to rip out your mother blanking eyeballs.
Not mine, but my child's, apparently. So
he'll also eat your grandma.
Yeah.
The song, if you continue to listen to the song, which is out there on YouTube, just look it up.
Oh, really? Yep. This is the first show you're seeing?
I can't wait.
Okay, then.
Yeah. I highly recommend, BJ, you watch that video. Your jaw will drop. It just makes me think of one of our slumber parties that D. Ted Smith and I did when we first discovered this guy. And this is like the early stages of like where everything was locked down. So Ted used to just keep his Zoom open for any of his friends to just jump in on Friday nights. So, like, just randomly, someone will just click the link, one of his friends, and they'll just be on Zoom with us.
Oh.
So we made it a mandatory thing that before we would even talk to them, that they'd have to watch that video, and we'd watch them as they watched that video. And we're wasted. And we're just...
Oh, really?
The look on everybody's faces was just like, who is this, and why are you making me watch this?
And now you're going to go see this dude perform.
Sold out show at the Showbox, baby.
All right. Well, I guess you know what? All the Flamingo fans can't be wrong.
Oh, you better play the Flamingo song.
I feel like that's the only song he probably can play, right? I mean, does he have any other songs?
Oh, yeah, lots of them.
Oh, all right, then.
He's very popular.
This is the first I've heard of him. I don't know if this is his best work, but it's a hell of a first impression.
He's got some other good songs, like Quarantine Effing, I think is one of the
Quarantine Effing.
Yeah, okay. It's like, things that he sings about, man.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Boy, it sounds like it's coming from a mind that's, in a quarantine state.
Yeah. Well, he does everything improv. So he doesn't...
Does he?
Yeah, so he performs it all. He loops it. He calls himself the Loop Daddy. And so he's got like his synthesizer and his effects, and he'll do it all, put it all together live.
Are you sure? Because it really feels like those lyrics,
heartfelt.
to the Flamingo song really were painstakingly thought out.
They definitely were. That one, I think, came from a dark place in his life.
Oh, it did.
When
But
he
all
was attacked
improv.
by a flamingo.
That's what it is.
He had Wayne Brady on his live stream once, which was pretty awesome.
Well, listen, you know what? Wayne Brady has to choke, so that makes sense.
You do not want to mess with a pink flamingo and Wayne Brady.
No, you really don't.
All right, why don't we move on from pink flamingos to foxes?
Yes.
Because, this woman decided to show up in Chicago dressed up as a fox. She went to a coffee shop where a comedian by the name of Allison Reese was working there or just hanging out there. And she said it was her first day working at the coffee shop. And she's like, why are you dressed up as a fox? And then the mom, this woman, said, well, I'm in town to surprise my daughter, who's deathly afraid of mascots. So I figured I would dress up as a fox as a funny thing.
Oh,
it's like a full-on, it's like those cartoony mascot fox outfits. And apparently the story was true because the comedian shared it on her Twitter. The mom and the daughter then went on Twitter to say, yep, we did exactly that, and apparently made her daughter's day. So it, I guess, kind of worked. Helped her with her fear. I know Danny's afraid of whales. And Rucky the Seawolf has already gone on Twitter to say that he's more than happy to dress up and surprise you one day.
Nice. Oh, that's fine.
That has to happen.
Dude, this got me thinking. I don't know if you guys saw this. Netflix just put it out on their Twitter. They have a new reality show. Have you heard about this? It's a dating show called Sexy Beast. And what they're doing, it looks like dating if you were on acid. They basically have made you like all done up with makeup and like prosthetics and things along those lines to look like weird aliens and weird animals, like out of a movie. I mean, these are like really well done makeup jobs, but you do not know what that person looks like. So you have to date them as they look like these weird aliens or weird like shark woman or Wookiee man or the devil lady. And that's the dating show. It's them all hanging out, and then you find out whether or not you really like them based on personality
or if you're into furries.
Or if you're into furries, yes.
Yeah, that's, wow. It's like that old makeup show that was on Sci-Fi, the makeup competition, and a dating show just all mashed up.
It is so trippy looking.
Wow.
But of course, underneath all this crazy makeup are very attractive people. So, you know what I mean? It's not like they're going to, like, all of a sudden the wolf head comes off and it's me. This is what you got.
Oh, so it's pretty people underneath the makeup. Okay.
Shocking, I know, right,
Okay,
BJ?
Wow, that's a shock. I see. I just saw a video of two like a wolf boy trying to make out with somebody, and the makeup was kind of getting in the way.
Yeah.
All right. Sexy Beast, son.
It's going to be on Netflix at the end of July 21st, I believe, is when it premieres.
All righty. I wonder what if
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I wonder if my wife would be interested or not. That's the thing. I don't know.
I'd more want to be like a random person that's just like out and about when they see that this.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of shots of that where people are just going, what the hell are those? What?
I mean, great, there's a camera crew with them, so you're like, okay, this has got to be for something weird, some art project, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bunny woman, that one freaks me out. I don't think.
Yeah, there's some people who you can kind of tell what they look like, but there are others that there's no way you know what they look like. Damn, like Panda Man. You don't know what Panda Man looks like.
No, Panda.
Yeah. Well, I mean, in a way, I suppose there's a moral to the story, right? You know, get to know what's underneath before you judge the surface, right?
Oh, I thought the moral of the story was that Netflix has run out of ideas for dating shows. But I mean, either way.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, is anyone dressing like a flamingo? I just want to know that. That's really the...
That would be awesome. All right, why don't we talk about in the world of sports? The Mariners...
Yeah.
Win again, everybody.
Woo! What's happening?
What the hell is going on? They're like a few games over 500.
What? Come on.
Shed Long Jr. once again hits a home run.
Wow.
That's the guy that had that grand slam on Father's Day. Now he hit a home run in the 8th to help the Mariners beat the Colorado Rockies 2-1. Wow. The Mariners are now at 39-36 in third place in the AL West.
Look at this. They're moving up.
They're unstoppable, BJ.
They're moving up.
NHL semifinals, big win for the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. 4-1 over the Vegas Golden Knights. They now have a 3-2 series lead, which is crazy. Vegas had one of the best records. I think they were tied for the best record going into the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Canadiens had the worst record. They barely, they compared to everyone else, they were not nearly as good. But they've turned it on during the playoffs, and Carey Price and the rest of the crew are doing some good stuff. Tonight you got the big game between the Islanders and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Islanders might be done after tonight. We'll see what happens because they have the Lightning have a 3-2 series lead.
How do you come back from an 8-0 drubbing?
Man, you better come back hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You better be coming out like ready to murder somebody on the ice.
Where is it, Steve? Is it New York or Tampa Bay? Do you know?
I think it's New York, but we might have to double check that. Because the last game was in Tampa.
That'll at least be helpful anyway. Oh, that makes sense if this is Game 6 because they bounce back and forth between 5, 6, and 7, I believe. Yeah,
it's in New York? Oh, man.
Oh, okay. At least they got a shot with their home crowd.
It could get ugly if this game does not go well.
Wow, yeah, especially if if Valparaiso, I forget his name, but the goalie who was playing so well in the Bruins series, I don't know if he's the one that gave up the bunch of goals, but man,
yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. But
Tampa at New York.
Okay, good, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
You know what else you can finally start seeing games live is the Seattle Seahawks. They just announced yesterday Lumen Field will be back to full capacity for Seahawks games.
Wow,
that's right.
It's getting real. It's getting normal.
Fans won't be required to be vaccinated to attend the games, but if you're not vaccinated, you have to wear a mask. So that's the details that we have about this. Then. But it'll be interesting to see, man. Fans back. That'll be cool to see. Like Jamal Adams actually gets to play in front of the 12s.
That's cool.
That's going to be pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to that. As far as weather, 75 degrees. It's going to be in the 90s this weekend.
I know.
90s. I think they're going to be pushing like 100 on Sunday.
Could be a record setter.
Thanks to Kia PR for giving us the Migs Report, and that's what's up.
That is what's up, man. Well, that is really cool news, though, about the full stadium.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, really, you wonder, will the 12s really be, will they be able to help us out again on offense? Because all last season, of course, there was nobody there to really do much.
You mean on defense? Helping on defense.
Yeah, that's what I mean to say. Yes, on defense. Yeah, you should say helping by ruining the other person's offense. You're right. That would be very, very interesting to see if the other teams really do have a hard time again because you didn't have to worry about that. Nobody had to worry about that.
It'd be nice not to have to hear a fake piped-in noise.
It didn't bother me so much. I know it bothered a lot of people. It didn't bother me. Actually, it kind of made me feel a little better.
No, I didn't hate it, but I'd much rather hear real. Because, there are certain moments during the game where that Lumen Field or CenturyLink when it was, but how loud that crowd would get. And the piped-in crowd noise was fine, but it wasn't like that same energy of just chaos, like when people are screaming and going nuts. And you don't get to see the cool crowd shot of everybody just losing their minds, yelling.
Yeah, you're right. This is going to be a cool thing. It really will be. And, of course, the baseball stadiums are very soon going back to full capacity as well. I think the beginning of July, but it depends on each stadium. But I think we're going to agree, T-Mobile is going to be going back to full power, too.
If Mariners keep on winning, they might actually have to let it. It's going to be an issue. People are going to want to see these games.
Yeah, it's too bad that they fell so far back. I mean, they still can they can try to chase the wild card, but that's going to be tough, too. But what the heck? I mean, they're winning. If they keep winning, then these things won't be a problem.
How much more? They got a few more months. They can make something happen.
You're right. They do. If they can figure it out. And it's a weird season so far. It doesn't seem like anybody can figure this out. It's so weird. I don't know what to make of it. It's like a lot of teams are going into losing streaks. I mean, the Mariners helped the Tampa Bay Rays go into a massive losing streak, and the Rays fell out of first place. And the Rays looked like they were world beaters.
And now your stupid Red Sox are in first.
Well, I didn't want to bring that up.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
Yeah, Mariners, the last 10 games are 8-2.
That ain't bad. I mean, it's like I said, it's a weird season. It's hard to know who's really good and who's not. The Giants are in first place, and no one ever thought that was going to happen. So the Dodgers you thought would be the killers. So who knows? Maybe the Mariners are just working it out, and they might be a better team than anybody thinks. I've got no answers. So you know me, I'm an expert.
Nah, yeah, it sounds like it, man.
Yeah, yeah, I sound like it. I don't know,
but I'm an expert.
Yeah, I'm like every other sports guy who thinks he knows sports. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one right, but he took too many guesses.
Think different was a tagline for what technology company?
Dell?
No.
Oh, crap. The magic rabbit? No. Microsoft?
No. How many senators are
Apple?
Mm-hmm.
That sounded like a goat that was not happy with the performance of Mr. Goat.
Yeah. You're right.
Totally not a goat.
Wow, that was, maybe it's time to bring a flamingo on the case. Get things done the right way. You want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We'll play Beat Miggs at 649 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. What's the difference between filing for bankruptcy and credit counseling?
Credit counseling is a useful process in some circumstances, but it does show up on your credit. In fact, from a credit scoring standpoint, credit counseling shows up just like a bankruptcy, so it's going to affect your credit as negatively as filing bankruptcy. In credit counseling, the idea is that a credit counselor works with your creditors on your behalf to try to lower interest rates or work out payment plans with your creditors to pay back your debt over time. In credit counseling, you almost always pay back 100% of the debt, sometimes at lower interest. And of course, some creditors will participate in that process and some won't. So you're usually left with kind of a mixed result with credit counseling and, of course, a high payment.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at WeConsiderWA.org.